Otherwise you show yourself a fool. To be a fool, stupid, dumb, idiotic, not logical at all. Intelligence. Are you ready to become a little intelligent? Just a little bit? A little bit logical? You come here for a little bit, we'll help you become a little bit logical. So you see what the Lord is looking for is just simple, affectionate behavior. And the Lord considers, because of affection, I'm indebted to that devotee, because they have affection. Well, how do you develop affection? They say this is, in our Vaishnava line, this is the highest thing. Oh, this is many lifetimes. You know what it's all about? To develop affection for the Lord. Many lifetimes of your sadhana and renunciation and all that, you'll develop well, they're not even clear. Well, usually, just know you'll just attain Krishna, You know what attain Krishna is? Affection for Krishna. Affection for his names. When you chant his holy name, do you sometimes cry? Do you laugh? Do you choke up? Do you feel like you're in love? True love? That's called affection, man. How do you practically develop that in this life? Practically. Well, you got to get purified by the devotee who has affection. When they chant the transcendental sound, they are elevated in consciousness to bonding with the Lord. They have feeling, transcendental feeling. So you got to hear that. You got to hear from those devotees. You got to hear from those devotees. You got to hear from those devotees who chant the names and the leelas with great realization and great affection. You got to hear that sound vibration. There is no other way. There's no other way. There's no other way. Okay? Otherwise, that's the whole problem. Prabhupada, that's what I wanted to find here. Prabhupada said, you can't chant the transcendental sound. You got to hear it from a devotee, a powered devotee. That is the only way to get the otherwise you're chanting and trying to do your own. That's why we see morose devotees, or devotees who don't have affection for real devotees. They don't resonate with them. See? You want a resonant, you have to come into resonance. You have to hear from those devotees and get purified by devotees who chant the holy names with great devotional ecstatic love. There's no other way. Yeah, I wish I could find that. It was so good. I mean, I'm gonna find this thing because it's so good and important, and it's on this page somewhere. Now I lost everything. Where's the Krishna Path here? Welcome to Krishna Path, original books. Okay. Menu. Library. Here we go. Maybe this is it. Here we go. I think this is it. Okay. It says, this is Krishna.org or something. Before we proceed, we humbly ask you first read the following quotes from Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada. So Prabhupada says this, one cannot say anything about the transcendental world without being free from material contaminated consciousness. And how is that done? Okay? You got to get purified. Okay? You got to become attracted to transcendental sound, and that practically, if your own sound vibration is mundane, how are you going to purify yourself? You're chanting the name, and still your contaminated consciousness, your mundane thinking about the world and worldly things and all of this. Okay? So the secret of success is from Prabhupada. The secret of success is to receive the sound from the right source of a bona fide spiritual master. Okay? The secret of success. You want to be successful? Did I say anything that's not the same? It's exactly the same. It's the exact way. The secret of success in spiritual life, just like the secret of success in real estate is location, location, location. Okay? The secret of success in spiritual life, to attain Krishna, is to receive the sound from the right source, the bona fide spiritual master. Okay? Like I said, Prabhupada gave the order. I was chanting in ecstasy for years. He finally appeared and said, now it has my approval, you go and you chant these leelas and teach these leelas. That's sound vibration. See? That's the right source. And now people say, well, we don't believe you. Gaurahari to be bona fide. But now they're seeing those who are believing in this preaching and are listening and are getting purified and are becoming ecstatic. How can you deny it? That this is not transcendental. It's not even logical. You're a stupid fool if you don't see that people are actually getting purified and testifying that this is transcendental, having experiences, transcendental experiences, chanting the holy names in ecstasy in these leelas and feeling relation. How can you deny such reality? Unless you're a fool, unless you're envious and jealous or rascal. Rascal. I will say this again. The secret of success is to receive the sound from the right source of the bona fide spiritual master. Mundane, manufactured sound has no potency. That's why we see people that are materialistic Vaishnavas on the Vaidhi level, more or less don't make much progress, and they die of Vaidhi Bhakti until they get the Shiksha and learn these concepts that are in Prabhupada's books. That's why we have people coming 50 years, 40 years, 25 years studying Prabhupada's books, but waiting to hear the transcendental sound before they get purified so they can see what's in these books and understand them and chant, also with tears in their eyes. That's why Prabhupada said, of Diksha and Shiksha Guru, Shiksha is more important, because now those persons that got Diksha or were close to it, or getting Diksha from these others who are not chanting transcendental sound, they're coming here and getting this finishing work done, so that they can relish chanting the holy name, relish chanting these leelas, relish the true philosophy of Krishna consciousness as it is, not as it isn't. What kind of relish is as it isn't of all this speculation from people who haven't heard from a bona fide guru, Shiksha Guru, and gotten purified? Many gurus out there need to hear such things. Mundane, manufactured sound has no potency. Mundane. You can tell a person, you come here for a while and then you look around and you can tell who's mundane, even in the religious garb. Look at their thinking. They're thinking worldly. They're on the worldly platform, still thinking mundane thoughts. It's like Nicodemus, man. Nicodemus, when Jesus said you got to be born again to enter the kingdom, he couldn't understand the esoteric nature of his saying. He said, how can I enter my mother's womb again? That's mundane thinking. You don't have this transcendental potency to see through all of this stuff. Mundane manufactured sound has no potency. As such, seemingly transcendental sound received from an unauthorized person has no potency. So I'll read that again. Let's discuss this very important conception here by a bona fide spiritual master. Mundane manufactured sound, see? Sound, that means you're like a croaking, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. See, your mundane manufacture of that sound has no potency. Okay? And as such, seeming transcendental sound received from an unauthorized potency. And how do we know out there? Is anybody ready for some intelligence? Are you ready to become a little intelligent? Just a little bit? A little bit logical? You come here for a little bit, we'll help you become a little bit logical. How many people have been following Krishna consciousness for 1 year, 5 years, 10 years? This is you out there. Somebody who happens to get this video in the future or now. 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. You have a so-called seemingly bona fide spiritual master. Do you have the potency? Have you been purified? Do you chant with ecstatic love at least? Do tears come to your eyes? Do you love these books, or you just, I'm too busy, Prabhu, my gurus give me a lot of service. I'm running around like this. I have no time to read because I don't even really care that much because I'm doing service, Prabhu. Do you chant the holy name with tears in your eyes? Well, if you don't, that means you got no potency coming towards you in your way. My students here, many of them are getting ecstatic here even in less than a year. Feeling relation with these books, feeling relation to the mantra, living on the mantra, becoming their life and soul. Isn't that proof of potency according to what Prabhupada is saying in his book? Am I making something up? Or is somebody else making things up saying, oh, just follow me, and even though you don't feel anything and you're probably going to leave anyway after a while, because I got no potency and you're not getting any potency, which is proof that I've got no potency, and proof we got potency. Here's things are happening. Testimonies of spiritual life awakening in people is proof of potency. So why isn't it accepted? It's not even logical if you're looking along the lines of logic of Prabhupada's books. Proof of potency is, hey man, what are you doing? What is coming for those who are listening? What is happening in their lives? Is this tree here? Is it fruitful? Is it producing transcendental fruit? I'm not interested in mundane fruit or even the mode of goodness. No, are you getting ecstatic from hearing these talks, man? Are you feeling like, I love these books? These books are my life and soul. That's transcendental fruit. That's the way these devotees are. That's the way my life has been. What kind of fruit are you getting following this guru, that guru, and all that? Is it transcendental? Are you loving chanting the holy name? Are you loving chanting these verses? Are you liking to give class every day, 365 days a year, because you got to do it, because you just love associating with Krishna and doing such transcendental service, such magnanimous work for the welfare of the world that was praised by Lord Chaitanya? Do you do that? Can you even give one class? I get people criticizing me. They can't even get up and give one friggin' class. One class, and they go blah, blah, blah. What kind of rascals are you guys out there? Can't even give one class, and they're so fun. You guys are such neophytes. So anybody criticizing what we're doing, and don't worry, they'll come up in droves. You just tell them, let's see you give a class like this guy does every day. Give one class. Do one. And then you can open your mouth, otherwise button it. You chant one time before the public like this person does, this fool here. And how about his other students, some of them? You chant like they do before you can even open your mouth to say. Otherwise you show yourself a fool. To be a fool, stupid, dumb, idiotic. Not logical at all. Hopefully somebody gets a little humbled by this, because this is truth, man. It's following the line of Prabhupada's thought, man. Most people can't follow the line of thought. They speculate and they can't, everybody else gets caught up in their whirlwind of speculation. They can't even understand Prabhupada's books, his line of thought. We ain't finished yet, I don't think. Let's see. One should be qualified enough to discern transcendental potency, either by discriminating or by fortunate chance, if one is able to receive the transcendental sound from a bona fide spiritual master. His path of liberation is guaranteed. See? Transcendental sound. He didn't say just reading the book, did he? The transcendental sound vibration, because if you develop faith in hearing from a bona fide spiritual master that is empowered to deliver people, you're going to be delivered, just like, because that's the Lord's desire working through them. Whatever the Lord wants to do, it's going to be done if you believe that that person represents the Lord. Isn't that logical? Why do you think the Lord empowers somebody to deliver people? If the person is a true family member, coming from the spiritual platform to deliver people, they're going to be delivered if you have faith in their preaching. If you have faith in these people that not know potency, what good is that? Many of Prabhupada's disciples are waiting to hear the transcendental sound vibration so they can resonate with it. You get purified to resonate with it, because they're not finished in their purification. That's why they stay Vaidhi Bhaktas after 40 years. Look at my students. They're coming off the Vaidhi platform. They're, able to abandon all varieties of religion and their rules and regulations and just take shelter of chanting the holy name in ecstasy 100 times better than Ajamil did, who could wipe out a million sins and millions lifetimes from Namabas, and our students are doing better than that. No wonder they just let go. Who do I need any rule to purify me when I can chant the holy name in ecstasy? Hey, you are not subject to any rule or regulation. Now you have affection for Krishna, and that's what the scripture says. Lord Chaitanya himself said, hey man, affectionate dealings between myself and my devotee are 1,000,000 times greater than awe and reverence. 1,000,000 times more powerful than awe and reverence. Simple affection for the Lord. Simple crying when you chant the holy name, or laughing like a madman, or choking up with the voice. That's affection for God is 1,000,000 times greater than any millions of religions or rules and regulations, anything. If you have any problem with that, you don't understand Prabhupada's books at all. You definitely need help. Give her the exact script. All right, I'll give it to you. See, one should be qualified enough to discern such transcendental potency, and by either discriminating or fortunate chance. See, fortunate chance. And you see, we're here helping people discriminate. Everything we do here is to help people discriminate what is transcendental sound and what is mundane sound. And just look at the effect, man. If you're hearing transcendental sound, you're going to get transcendental fruit, transcendental effect. If you're hearing mundane sound, you're going to get mundane effect. You're going to just not change the consciousness. People will more or less stay on the Vaidhi platform, and you'll be dishing out more rules every year. That's all you can do, is heap burdens on anybody, and you can't lift them off like a bona fide guru can, just by purifying people who listen to them. Their burdens be lifted off. Then you understand, my God, I'm in line, man. I'm in line because I'm doing what Bhagavatam's doing. I feel what Bhagavatam says by regular classes in Srimad Bhagavat. Srimad Bhagavatam or whatever book the Guru speaks. All my troubles are being uprooted. All my speculations, all my faith in bullshitters is being up-leveled. All these guys saying they can do and do like Pundrakas and can't do diddly squat. All my faith in all that baloney is going, man. That's what Maya is full of baloney, man. That's what her deal is. Look at this, it's all going. I'm in line with the Bhagavatam. It says like that. Boy, I'm feeling my unhappiness going. Oh, I'm starting to feel some sprouts of bhakti. Oh, tears are coming when I'm chanting. Wow, I feel elevated. And look, the world is looking empty as it is. I'm not getting off on it anymore. I used to think like I needed children. I needed this. I needed that. I need all these modes in me. I'm getting purified in the modes, man. Now I'm getting attracted to Krishna and his pastimes, his name. You feel that going on in your life? If not, you haven't met a bona fide Shiksha Guru yet. Flair for the dramatic here. Joanne says, no, there's spiritual masters saying, take many lives are stopped for developing greedy for important, greed. You come here, you want to get more greedy, naturally. See? So here we teach discriminating, man. We discriminate. Hey, man, there's daksha. We use the Bhagavatam. We want to, in all these books, hey, man, there's the mode of goodness and the mode of pure goodness. And these are the symptoms of pure goodness, man. See? Pure goodness is you worship the Lord with loving ecstasy. Okay? And therefore you have the right understanding. And whoever listens to your understanding gets purified and gets spiritual transcendental experiences. See, we're teaching transcendental sound by its symptoms and its effects. See, now isn't that intelligent? Who else is teaching how to tell the difference between transcendental sound and mundane sound? We teach you how that mundane sound of a Brahmin is still mundane. It's still, they're studying the scriptures. They don't cry and laugh like madmen and choke up the voice when they chant Hare Krishna. Therefore, they are no better than a Brahmin. That is called discrimination. Who's teaching like that? Well, we do. That is not enough to be delivered. Our scriptures say you cannot be delivered by a Brahmin who's only a Brahmin. You got to have a Prabhupada type Brahmin who chants the holy names with great devotional ecstasy, didn't he? Yes, we all know that. Yeah. So you want a guaranteed, you want your, see, if by chance you're able to receive the transcendental sound from a bona fide spiritual master, your liberation is guaranteed. You want that? Well, come here and we'll teach you how to guarantee your liberation and go far beyond that also. Prabhupada goes on. It is not possible, and this goes for speaking, okay? So Prabhupada's because he was a writer, but this goes for speaking transcendental literature also, which we do also here, okay? It is not possible for a common man to write books on bhakti, okay? It's not, and let's also, anything to do with devotional service, it's not possible for a common person that is not empowered to speak on bhakti. Because writing and speaking is the same. There's the devotee Bhagavat and the book Bhagavat. They're all there. It's the same. Okay, so put the devotee there also. It's not possible to speak about real devotional conceptions, clear devotional conceptions, unless you are empowered by Krishna. an Auravai medium and used like a flute in Krishna's service. Okay? For his writings will not be effective. See? So the bottom line is proof of potency. If the speaking is effective by a devotee Bhagavat, then you know. What is effective here? It means you start to get spiritual transcendental experience. You will start to be enlivened to serve Krishna. If that ain't happening, then whatever that person is speaking or writing is not effective. He may be a great scholar and may be expert in presenting literature in flowery language. But this is not at all helpful in understanding transcendental literature. See, transcendental literature is the book Bhagavat, right? A devotee Bhagavat is transcendental literature in spiritual, in a body, man, in body with a voice. They tell you what's in the book, simple, clear, and effective. It's the truth that sets you free because it up-levels all these speculations and illusions given by effective, ineffective writers and speakers that you've been listening to. When you're ready for this ineffectiveness to be out of your life, you listen to an effective writer and speaker. That you need both because people have been bamboozled by illusionists. They can't even see what's in Prabhupada's books now. They only see what the illusionists are creating for them. So therefore you need a speaker, man. You need a mouth to put what's really in there before the public. And that's why it's effective here. He may be a very great scholar, may be expert at presenting literature in flowery language. Okay? Even if transcendental literature is written in faulty language, even foul language maybe sometimes, but it's still, the point is transcendental and what's the teachings are faulty language, it doesn't matter, but you know those guys that are ineffective, they're always ready to look for faults. Oh, he cussed, he did this, or this isn't, there's not a period here, or they're always looking for faults, man. That's an ineffective person, ineffective teacher, ineffective guru. Oh, don't go over there because he cussed this way, or he didn't say, he said this, he didn't say this thing exactly right, you know, or with the language and everything. Yeah. Fault finding. If transcendental literature is written in faulty language, it is acceptable if it is written by a devotee. See, written by a devotee with devotion. Whatever, so if you consider, well, you know, he cussed this, he said this and that, but is the person a devotee? Can you see symptoms of a devotee here? If it's written by a devotee, it's acceptable. If it's said by a devotee, it's acceptable. Because they're a devotee. But these flowery language speakers, these ineffective speakers and writers, oh, they spend very time to make their little lectures so polished and everything, but no effect. No transcendental effect. Just tantalizing, wow, he speaks so well and all that stuff. Oh, he's so intellectual. Yeah, you having any spiritual experiences? Are tears coming to your eyes when you're chanting Hare Krishna now? Are you starting to feel this relationship with Lord Chaitanya? Well, I didn't know it was about that. My guru, my teacher told me it's about some other illusion, or I think it's truth that he was talking about. Hey, come on, man, it's time. How effective are you as a bona fide spiritual master or a bona fide bullshitter? You know? Yeah. From your speak, can you purify people to the point where they feel relationship with the holy name? To the point of tears and feel love awaken in their heart, or making good progress towards that? Or not? See, the secret in a devotee's writing, and that includes speaking, okay, book Bhagavat and devotee Bhagavat, the secret of a devotee's writing, or I'll put speaking, is that when he writes or speaks, I'm interjecting this because it means the same thing, about the pastimes of the Lord helps him. He does not write alone. He does not speak alone. Of myself I can do nothing, Jesus said. All devotees say this. Prabhupada said, I didn't, Krishna dictated these books. Everything I do here is the same thing, man. I can't speak on my own, man. I ain't got the words by myself. The Lord helps here. Why? Because Bhagavad-Gita, I have confidence in Bhagavad-Gita. I believe in these books I put my life on. It is my life. To those who worship me in loving ecstasy, I give them the right understanding. Prabhupada, so Krishna is giving me the right understanding because of this ecstatic worship. I have confidence in that now. I've been told by all these bullshitters it's all bullshit I'm doing, and it was bullshit they were doing. They were just projecting. I know that this is transcendental. I've been doing this for years, if not lifetimes. All these people creating illusions, that's what you got to get through, man. I had to get through it myself, you know? Yeah, I'm presenting the understanding I got from all this ecstatic worship. That's all says right in the book, in these books, that this is ecstatic worship. It's saying it there. I've only heard these bullshitters are envious and jealous of this way of worship. Well, I'm finished with those guys, are you? I'm finished listening to them. I did that, been there, done that, doesn't work, and they're just full of jealousy there. Prabhupada said these godbrothers were jealous of his opulences. Oh, I finally find out they're jealous of my chanting and ecstatic love. For years, every day, they're jealous. I don't blame you. I'd be jealous too if I didn't have this. Be jealous enough to come and get it, man. Come and get this opulence, you know? Opulence to relish the leelas, to relish the holy name. That's the only thing of any value in this world, is this bhakti, this devotion, man. There's nothing else of value in this world. It's all lies and, you know, illusions. Yeah, I had to listen to all these bullshitters out there, you know, bullshitting their way. Oh, you know, they're all, I found out they're just envious, jealous, just like they were of Prabhupada. Hey man, whatever they did to Prabhupada, whatever they did to Jesus, their jealousy and all that, they did it on him and they did it to Jesus, they did it to Prabhupada, they do it here also. Because the same thing here, the same potency is here. Same potency. People are getting delivered here. If I was one of these wannabe gurus who jumped the gun, I would be jealous here also, because I didn't even ask for this position. It just came spontaneously, just from ecstatic worship, which I tell everybody, you just keep relishing these leelas in this name, man, and everything will come spontaneously. You don't need to jump the gun. You don't have to jump over guru like some people are stupid fools are doing. Yeah. As stated in Bhagavad-Gita, since a devotee writes in service to the Lord from within gives him so much intelligence that he sits down near the Lord and goes on writing books. See, it's called... When you worship the Lord in ecstatic love, like Bhagavad-Gita 10:10, the Lord is very intimate with you and shows you, reveals all these things. I'm here to help people become like that. You want to become like that? Well, that's how it is for me, man. I love it. I love being close to the Lord. There's nothing like it, man. Intimacy with God is where it's at. Otherwise, you're going to have intimacy with the world, which just kicks you in the face again and again and again. You want to take a birth again and again and again? Well, just bond with people. Bond with these people in illusion. And don't bond with the devotees of the Lord. You know? Bond with Vaidhi Bhaktas who don't resonate with this kind of preaching. Okay? If you don't resonate, that is your misfortune, man. Better that you want to come into resonance, come and listen, and then you'll start resonating. And then you'll be delivered. Your liberation is guaranteed if you come here and learn to resonate with this preaching instead of resonating with mundane persons in the world. Come into resonance, man. That means you got to listen. And then you're free of this Maya forever. One cannot write on spiritual matters without being blessed by Krishna. And also, one cannot speak on spiritual matters unless one is blessed by Krishna. And you notice that? Prabhupada came to me and blessed this. Said, you're doing exactly what I'm doing. You're doing, has my approval. Everything you're hearing here is Prabhupada's approval. You do more of that, and we're doing more every day. And then Krishna comes, my second disciple, says, you got darshan because you're guru. See, this is blessed. That's why it works. That's why people get spiritual experience, getting liberated in this life. You people can see it with their own eyes because it is truly blessed and not truly bullshitting. You know, two people, you know, just lying and hook and crook become the matter. Here we're honestly serving the Lord's purpose and the Parampara's purpose, and people are being delivered, not in many lives, in this life. This life, man. Yeah. You many lifers out there, it's because you don't have them. You don't have the blessing or the potency that's given by the blessing of Prabhupada, the Parampara, and Krishna. One should not try to write anything about Vaishnava behavior or activities without being authorized by superior authorities. How many of you guys out there, how many of you guys can say Prabhupada came to you and told you to preach and to be a guru, and that Krishna came and said, yeah, people are going to get my darshan if they come and listen to you? How many of you can say that? Well, I can say that because it's true. And we're proving it already. People can see, well, man, it must be true. Look at, God is proving Gaurahari Das's words to be true. No soul won't even dare to say that because they're not authorized like that. And Prabhupada said, you must be authorized by superior. Where is this? Well, our rubber stamp from our committee, we sat around and decided in our GBC meeting that we're gurus, man. Oh, that's divine authority? No way, Jose. Prabhupada's books work me out now, and I see this is his mood. He's like, you know, he saw a lot of these bullshitters trying to do this. People unauthorized. He said, my God, well, they're not authorized to be acharyas, man. Look, they still got envy and jealous of me and all that stuff. He just told you know, that's the way it is, man. See, unless one is an unalloyed devotee, unalloyed, no alloys, man, no preaching New Age bullshit, man, no intellectual, philosophical PhD bullshit, interpenetrated, alloy, no Vaidhi Bhakti alloyed in there, no, unalloyed, man. Your life and soul is the name, man, is the pastimes and the qualities and everything about the Lord. Is your life. That's unalloyed, man. You see, I put any New Age bullshit in there with stuff here, peppering, become a selfless servant. No, you got to be like Prabhupada, uncompromising. You see a lie out there, you comment on it. Man, a lie. That Maya's lying. It's taking you down. What do you call it? Lie. See, lion-like overcomes the lies. Lord Chaitanya was lion-like. Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, lion-like. Okay, Gaur Govinda, also a lion, man. Otherwise, you got the lions out there. They're lying to you, man. You need a lion to overcome all that stuff. See, unless one is an unalloyed devotee of the Lord, one should not try to describe the pastimes of Krishna in poetry, for it will only be mundane. And proof that it works here is people are getting the spiritual experiences of worshiping Krishna. They're getting off the mundane platform. You know, they're getting shelter there. They're sheltered by the spiritual platform, by the spiritual word and sound vibration, vibrating, purifying their consciousness, and now starting to feel Krishna's presence, man, God's presence in their life. Not the presence of a rule and some flowery, festivals and all. That ain't strong enough, man. You got to go deeper. And therefore, warned by Sanatana Goswami, one should not touch it. One should not touch it. Why did Prabhupada said, hey, don't, my godbrothers, none are qualified to be acharyas. See? Why did they appoint acharyas? This is wrong. They don't have a clear conception of devotional, clear conception of devotional service. Unclear. Don't go and touch their literature, man. Don't touch it. Don't hear it. Don't like. So why are you saying it? Well, Prabhupada said it. That's why I'm saying it. If he said it, it's good. Don't touch their literature, man. They appointed acharyas. That is not right. You don't appoint acharya, man. God appoints them. The parampara appoints them. Okay? Don't touch it. And people are grabbing it all over there and putting and mixing it with Prabhupada's books and all. I say, hey man, horse pucky, don't touch it. You don't like it out there? Well, go away, man. Go follow the God brothers in their lines. I don't care. Doesn't fly here. Been there, done that. And that's why we got potency here, and people are getting delivered here and not there. They're still wannabes. Still many lifetime preaching. Oh, many lifetime you get prema. That's right. You follow that path, many lifetimes you'll get prema. You come here, probably in this lifetime you'll get it if you really, come to the point your heart says, hey man, this is true. I'm being delivered here because it's bona fide. That's all Krishna is looking for. Can you really believe that you're getting delivered here in truth? Gotta be convinced of it. See, I like this too. This is how I was thinking. Took the words right out of my mouth. Prabhupada says, as it is said in Bhagavad-Gita 10:34, one need not read many books on different subject matters. The ability to remember a few and quote them when necessary is another opulence. That is another opulence. You notice, I don't depend on a lot of verses, just the relevant ones that hit home, that deliver people. You don't have to quote from a million books or memorize a million scriptures. I haven't really memorized anything. But the relevant quotes come, man. They pack a punch on Maya, man. They smash Maya's illusions, don't they? Yeah, the very verse. To those who worship me with loving ecstasy, I give them the right understanding. There's Guru Tattva, man. What do you need more than that? You go to a person who worships the Lord in loving ecstasy. Well, how do I know that? Well, it's in Prabhupada's books, chapter 23, love of God. Listen to look at the symptoms. It's right there. Can't you read? No, I've been listening to all these bullshitters all over there. They're telling me all these other things, so I believe, and so therefore I don't see. Well, you come here and I'll teach you how to read. It's not that hard. Go read chapter 23 and go and look for a living devotee who matches those symptoms honestly and has the right realizations. And if you can resonate with that, then you're home free and you're going to be delivered, just like these things say here. These what I just read. You found a bona fide spiritual master, man, empowered by Krishna to deliver you, because they match what you read in the book. They match the symptoms of the book. It ain't all that hard. You just got to hear the truth as it is. Not as it isn't. All these illusionists out there and these movements, they keep you on the level of religion. You'll never abandon all varieties of religion listening to them. Here you can do it as it's easy. All I do is I just feel affection for Krishna developing in my chanting, in my hearing from my bona fide guru. Man, I see bliss everywhere. I feel the shelter is here, man. What do I need anything else for shelter? Now I can follow that verse in Bhagavad-Gita, chapter 18. Getting worked up today. All right. So, out of his causeless mercy, back to Caitanya-caritāmṛta. Made a little sidestepping here. Out of his causeless mercy upon me, Advaitacharya has also come here. I am indebted to him for his affectionate behavior. See? And this debt is impossible for me to liquidate. That's why affection for the Lord is the most important thing. And where do you get that affection? You can't get it from somebody who doesn't have affection, can you? Affection for Krishna is transcendental and very rare. That's the person who chants the holy name with great ecstatic bhav and prema, where there are symptoms. That's a person that has real affection for the Lord. That's pretty high, isn't it? Well, if you see that, you've found the bona fide place to develop that same affection just from hearing from such a person. Believing in their preaching, because it make more sense. You come and do a 30-day challenge here. What we preach here makes more sense than all this illogical illusions people are preaching now, keeping Vaishnavism still on the material platform. They can't get off. They can't get off. See? You already want to get off, right? We want to get off, man. Let's get off. Let's get ecstatic, man. Well, you got to hear from the right source, man. You want affection for Krishna? Well, you got to be around a truly affectionate devotee, and those are our symptoms, man. Chapter 23 of Madhya Lila. Symptoms of love of God. That's an affectionate devotee, man. That's a person who loves the Lord. That's affection, right? Well, read those symptoms in there. Sometimes they laugh, sometimes they cry, sometimes they choke up the voice. Their realizations are uncommon Krishna conscious. They liberate people, they listen, people get purified. People come off the mundane level, they get delivered and they feel it. They can stand up and witness to the world like people are doing here. Where do you see in Vaishnavism people doing this kind of stuff? Where? People standing up and they say, my God, this is amazing, man. Wow, I am changed, man. I've read the books 5 times, 4 times, and now I understand them for the first time. Where do you hear such testimonies in Vaishnavism? Only here. So it must be pretty good here, huh? Must be pretty bona fide. Well, you don't have a dhoti. You don't have tilak. You don't do this. You don't do that. You don't follow this rule. You don't follow Ekadasi and all that. No, we don't do any of that here. But what do? We finish the job, man. You get internally the stuff you're supposed to get, not stay an external devotee looking about, you have tilak, you have a dhoti, you got a beard, you don't do this, you're all external. You want to stay like that? Well, stay out there and listen to your teachers. You want to come here? You'll learn what's in Prabhupada's books internally, whether you have a dhoti or not, whether you follow Ekadasi or not, whether you drink a cup of coffee or not. You'll teach you can burn 1,000,000 sins just with namabas, much less the kind of chanting some of the devotees do here. You want to learn that stuff? You come here and listen, and we'll teach you the internal symptoms of devotional service. What good is external? External is going to pass, man, isn't it? External, outside is all going to pass. It's all, mode of goodness is going to pass. Varnashram Dharma is going to pass away. It's not eternal. Hey, but the as it is truth stays forever. That's what Jesus was saying, man. My words will stay eternally. Conclusive truth is eternal, man. The words of a devotee is the right understanding coming from ecstatic worship of Krishna. That's forever, man. See? That's part of the threefold potency, man. Sat, Chit, and Ananda. Chit is transcendental knowledge of the truth, absolute truth. It's forever, man. That Ananda is also forever. That's why we got the scriptures and we got devotion. Devotion to Krishna, the scriptures, the word of God as it is, and devotion for that is eternal. Everything else is mundane and going to pass. Even all this development, this knowledge, all this memorization of the scriptures, all that's going to pass because you don't understand things as they are. As it is what's going to stay forever. Heaven and earth will pass away, but the words of Jesus Christ and of Rupa Goswami and Krishna Das Kaviraj and Prabhupada will remain forever. And the ineffective words of all these gurus and all of that will go, they'll disappear. Isn't that why, Bhakti Siddhanta created a Shiksha line? This is more truth. Shiksha line, you don't just use Bhakti Vinod's guru as in the line. He's not quoted. No, but Bhakti Vinod realized Krishna and his guru didn't seem to know. He's not in the line, is he? But Bhakti Vinod is. Prabhupada is. Gaurkishore Das Baba, they've realized Krishna. And anybody in the real line now is not going to be like a mundane person. It'll be one who has actually got the transcendental potency and continues the line, and only they do it. Everything will pass away. Varnashram Dharma will pass. It's not an eternal thing. If you're stuck at Varnashram Dharma, your consciousness is there, your guru is there, you're following the rules and regulations, that's all passing, man. That ain't good enough, man. Good in the goodness is not good enough. You got to be transcendentally situated to surpass this and help others to surpass this illusion. All my devotees come here just for me. Just for me. Leaving aside their homes and families, they travel by very difficult paths to come here in great haste. Therefore, there is no fatigue or trouble for me, for I stay here at Nilachal, Jagannath Puri, and do not move at all. This is the favor of all of you. I am a mendicant and have no money. How can I clear my debt for the favor you have shown me? I have only this body, and therefore I surrender it unto you. Now, if you wish, you may sell it anywhere you like. It is your property. There you go. That's deliverance. That's the real line, like that. See, he told the devotees, you go back, okay? But I'm giving you my body. You sell it anywhere you like. Okay? What is the Lord's body? Is it material, mundane? No. It's transcendental. It's Sat Chit Ananda. They got the body of the Lord, man. They could worship the Lord with ecstatic love, and they can give that to others. It is their prerogative. And that's here also. People who believe this preaching, you are getting the transcendental body of the Lord. That's all a devotee really has. That's all why they take the trouble they do to serve the Lord. is because they have the transcendental body of the Lord, and they can liberate people, whoever will believe their preaching, whoever will listen, see, and get purified by the words that emanate from the mouth of a person who has transcendental affection for Lord Chaitanya. A genuine associate. Anybody who listens will become purified and become an associate also, just like them. That's the parampara. That's the real system. That's the effectiveness you got to see. Where is that happening? Anyway, it's here. When the devotees heard these sweet words of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, their hearts melted and they began to shed incessant tears. Okay, I think we'll stop here for a while. Maybe Johan wants to, I don't even know what time it is. It's probably, that's only 4:30. It's usually what time we start our class. But anyway, we've been going since 2:15 or something. 2:04, yes. Yeah. Okay, I'll stop for a while here. And maybe Johan wants to go on. Okay, he's going to go live. Okay, great. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening. And we'll go listen to Johan now. Hare Krishna.